We haven't started yet. We're just warming up. We're just chatting with each other. And we'll get started. Looks like 4 minutes. And that is the very first technique I'll share with you. It's pre-show. I call it pre-show. Now think about the webinars you attend versus what we just did today. Most webinars, they start, let's face it, a minute or two late. You're sitting around, you're waiting for something to happen. You probably sign in and then do something else. Today, we got you involved right away before it even started. And I swear this is very important to our presentation today, and I will reveal that in a moment. My question is, what is your favorite James Bond movie of all time? And at the start of every James Bond film, there's an action sequence. And that's the second technique I want to share with you for engaging your virtual audiences. I like to start every presentation with what I call a James Bond moment. Let's not spend 20 minutes background. I said, hi, my name is Jeff Toister. That's all I gave you. So it doesn't have to be a car chase or an explosion or a fight scene. Didn't do any of those today. If you noticed, the James Bond moment today was simply asking you to chat about your favorite James Bond film, or if you don't have one, to let me know that as well. Let's make sure everybody has the handout before we go any farther. Further, I believe. Put this up on your screen. If you don't have it yet, here is a short link. You can just copy it. So why is this important? Why am I asking you to make sure you have the handout? That's number 3 of the nine techniques will demonstrate with you today, which is to give participants a handout, preferably something that is tangible, but something that is connected to the content. Now, and let me bring this up right here. Technique number 4 is, when possible, ask your participants to do something physical. So today, the physical element is the handout. Now, if you have this on a second screen, fantastic. It's kind of the same thing. If you're moving around, if you're doing anything physical besides just sitting and staring, it's less likely that you're doing other work. And when our body moves, our brain gets a little bit more engaged. Here's the physical thing we're going to do with this virtual presentation bingo. You can use this to take notes, and if you will, keep track of every single technique that we cover today. And once we cover them all, I invite you to use the chat function just to chat bingo. So as much as possible, I'm on camera versus my slides. And I do use slides, but I only use slides sparingly, and I only keep them up for situations when they're actually useful. Now, let me show you what this looks like. This is boring. If I have to look at this static, boring slide for more than 30 seconds, I'm going to lose interest. I like to use audience-driven content as much as possible. In fact, I've run entire webinars, entire presentations entirely based upon questions submitted by the audience. When I do whiteboards in a virtual presentation, I sign in, again, as another participant or a panelist on my iPad, and then I share the whiteboard on my iPad. So it's easier for me to draw. So I like to start with multiple interactions like we're doing today, because I want a healthy heartbeat in my presentation. If we're doing that, we're engaging with our audiences a lot. One of the best things you can do to engage every 5 minutes, if we're looking at our bingo card, is that on there? 5 minutes it is. Then we need to do a lot of planning ahead of time before our presentation. When we're doing a virtual presentation, some sort of call to action is very important. And so in this case, I have a toolkit for you. It's 9 ways to interact with virtual audiences. And I'd like to see if you could, if you want to, you can download it. And people are going to bingo now. All right, let me give you the website in the chat box here. If you go to that website, you don't have to fill out any information, just download the PDF and away you go. More information just takes you to my Keynote site, and you can learn a little bit more there.